And so I guess my first question to you is as we look at, you know, Trump kind of rode in here on a wave of I'm going to make things work, government's not working, and really resonated with people. And it's a fair, that is a fair point. And so for people who have been like you, like me, working in government, in and around government, with a special sensibility to it, that we have a goal of making it work better. How do we respond, I guess, or what should we make of of what Trump and DOGE and Elon Musk are doing in the name of kind of making government, better, but really just kind of indiscriminately? What's the difference between kind of making government work better and what's happening at DOGE? I guess let's frame it that way.
Yeah, it's so hard to tease apart, and it's so multi-tentacled, sadly. But I think the first thing to do is to not lose sight of the fact that the problem they say they're solving, not that they are solving, is a real problem. And there are some instincts to sort of just defend. And I think if we defend that, we are defending a very unpopular status quo, and that's a bad place to be. Is the way they are trying to solve this problem, or even are they actually trying to solve the same problem I want solved? Is it the right way? Absolutely not. There may be some benefit to us in the long run, but it's certainly not how we go about it. Now, essentially, one of the major problems is that we have had a real accretion of policy and procedure over the years. It's so easy to add, you never subtract, right? The law, the policy, the regulation, the process, the forms, the steps and these things that are really just process take on the veneer of law. And so in bureaucracies, people will say, you must do this. This is legal. And it isn't necessarily. The law doesn't actually prescribe that procedure, but it's these many, many procedures that have been layered on over time that make it really hard for government to get stuff done in a timely manner and in a way that like normal people can see the results. So is that a real problem? Yes. Now, the way to do it is to very thoughtfully go through and sort of pick apart what is just process and could be changed, by a manager deciding it can be changed. What is regulation that needs to go through a notice and comment rulemaking process to be changed? And what is the law? And if the law is in the way, that is what we do. We go change that law to be updated for the 21st century, to be in line with the speed of government that we now think needs to happen. And, that's what, frankly, I mean, maybe it was my naive of me to hope, but I kind of hoped if you had a DOGE that they would go in and say, oh, wow, some of these things need to be changed. Let's use the power that we have. They have a trifecta to go make the changes that need to be made so that we can operate at the speed and effectiveness and efficiency that we need to do. That's hard work, but it's the work that needs to be done. And it's a little different. It's a very different thing to come in and say, oh, we're, deleting an agency. It's a very different thing to come in and say, there's a law in our way and we're just going to ignore it.
Right. That's right.
That really gets at something that's core to our democracy. The thing about deleting an agency is that you're no longer talking about the how of government. You're in the what. And my world really is the how. Like,
Yeah.
whatever you say the policy is, we had fantastic policies coming out of the Biden administration, and that's the what. But the how of it, how fast can we get it done? How effectively can we get it done? Can we get it done in a way that people feel the impact in their communities and say, oh yes, that Inflation Reduction Act, it made our community better. Here's how I can see it. Like, that how really, really matters. And I think Democrats have to own that. What DOGE is doing is actually getting into the what in ways that are illegal.